then he started whacking me with the net. So then I whacked him back. No, that sounds weird. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tina. Nice to see you. I have tonsillitis at the moment, so my voice isn't 100%, but today we are going to be saying some awkward encounters I have had on nookaon trading, and maybe you have had these awkward encounters as well. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Have these things ever happened to you? Have other things happened to you? Please let me know. It was going to be top 10, but I lost my list, so we're doing top 6. Wait for part 2. Okay, yeah, so for starters, these are all just in good fun, but number one, when people accidentally pick your flowers. And no, I'm not talking about when people come to your island and kind of like scam you by like picking your flowers during a yard sale or that type of thing. No. I'm talking about when you're doing a trade with someone and you put down the item and you just so happen to put it down just a little bit too close to your flower, just a little bit too close, and they pick a flower instead of picking up the item. It's so awkward because I know it's an accident and you know it was an accident, but it's always that like, oh, you just picked my flower, and then I assume the person that did it is like, oh my god, because it's happened to me a few times, and the person's always profusely sorry, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do it, and they always drop the like flower petal and be like, see, I don't want the petals, it was a total accident. And it's awkward, but it's also kind of funny, but it's like, no, it's so good. It's just as awkward for you as it is for me. I totally get it. But yeah, that is number 1, and moving on to number 2. So this is kind of on the same little theme, except instead of, them picking your flowers, you're picking your flowers essentially. So they'll drop the exchange, and then you kick up your own design. And it's so awkward, and it's like, I'm not the only one that finds it so awkward. I've seen many people do it. I have done it a few times, and every time I cringe because I'm like, oh, I look stupid. Oh goodness, this one is a doozy. See, I get the appeal of having multiple people on your island at once to do trades. I have done it before, but it gets really awkward when you go to someone's island and you have no idea who the host is. So you're kind of just standing there awkwardly with a bunch of people who also don't know who the host is. I was at one trader's island, this person's island, and people coming up to me thinking I was the seller, and I was like, no, please, do not give me money. I don't know what's going on. But I remember, like, in that one island as well, I was doing flowers. I was giving mystery flowers, and they're like, follow me. So eventually they came to me, were like, follow me. So I was following them, and they got me to the beach and like, put it here. So I did. And then I was like waiting for them to come back to like do the exchange with me, but they like never came back. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I wait here or like if I go back. But eventually I went back, and she was waiting for me at the gate. But I was like, ooh, this is so awkward. Where was the clear instructions? This is so awkward when this happens, when people run around your island. The first and worst time this happened to me, this guy was like, go buy a net, and I already had a net, so I was like, I already have one, and he's like, get it out, and he started whacking me with the net, so then I whacked him back. No, that sounds weird. I hit him back, but then he's like, you're it. And then he ran and hid on my island, and I legitimately could not find him, even though it was my own island. I don't know where he went, but I could not find him, and finally I did, and I didn't know how to politely be like, please leave, I have things to do, it is late at night time, please. So I was like, oh, so eventually, when I was like, you're it, I went to hide around my island to be like, haha, you'll never find me, and then he immediately found me and tagged me, and I was like, damn, this is embarrassing. But yeah, no, it was really awkward, and then finally I built the courage to be like, so I gotta put my kid to bed, and then he's like, oh, you have a kid? Bye. I was like, okay, goodbye, whatever works. I mean, I do have a kid, but yeah, it was very strange, and it was the first time it ever happened to me, so I did not know how to handle the situation. It was very, very awkward. This legitimately hurts my soul. So when people come to your island and then start demanding things that they see, it has happened to me 3 times. And the first time it happened was I was doing a Halloween yard sale last year before I was filming Animal Crossing content for YouTube, which, by the way, I post every Friday. Make sure you subscribe. Promo. But yeah, I was doing a Halloween yard sale. It was towards the end of the yard sale. I was getting ready to like wrap it up, sort of thing. And this girl came over and she was like, "Hey, for a couple million bells, can I have the rest of your stuff?" I had never had a million bells, so I was like, "Oh my goodness, yes, this is amazing." And she was really sweet. She did a few trips here and there and like to take all the stuff. It was fine. But then she saw I had some Sanrio items that she was like, "Hey, for a couple more million bells, can I have these Sanrio stools?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, that's fine. Thank you for the bells." So that was completely and utterly fine. The second time it happened, was not completely utterly fine. No, because he was very rude, very pushy, very demanding, and just wouldn't like leave my island. So we were doing a trade and he came to my island and immediately saw my Sanrio items and was asking for them. And typically I'm like, okay, like, I'll share. He offered me bells, so I was like, I can replace the item, it's fine. But then he just kept asking for stuff. He was running around my island, so I couldn't see him, and he was saying, "Can I have this?" And I didn't know what he was referring to, so I would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're referring to." And then he'd get angry and be like, "Can I just have it?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what you want." But then he was asking if I could make him things that he saw around my island, and I was like, okay. And he was like, "I have the material." So I said, "Oh, well, this is what the material is." And then he's like, "I don't have that." And I was like, "Oh." But then he was like, "I'll give you bells if you make these items." So I was like, okay. But then I did. And of course, he didn't drop the bells. The first few times he dropped bells. But then every other time he promised. He pledged. But he did not actually give the bells. So it was very awkward. And then when I did say no to a few items, I actually put my foot down and said no, because one of them was the Nook Miles pool. I'm not very good at getting Nook Miles, so I gotta save what I have and all this and that. But he was like, "Can I have this?" And I said, "Oh no, sorry, that's the only one I have." And he was like, "So I can't have it?" And I was like, "No, sorry, it's the only one I have." And then he's like, "Go check your storage." And I was like, "Oh no, I don't have it, I know that." And he's like, "No." And he was demanding I check my storage for things and asking if I had this item or that item. And I was like, "No, sorry, I know I don't have that item." And he wouldn't stop until I checked. I would. And I knew I didn't have it. And I'd be like, "I don't have it." He'd be like, "Can you check again? Are you lying?" What? Couldn't believe the audacity of this guy. Eventually, he did leave. He did not pay me all the bells that he promised. It was very awkward indeed. And then the third person came to my island. I believe one of my villagers were leaving. I think it was Audie. I'm not 100% sure, but they were leaving, and they liked the look of another villager. They liked the look of Marina. I don't blame them, but they were like, "Can I have Marina? She's my dreamie." And I was like, "Oh no, sorry, like she's not asking to leave, plus like I really love her as well, so I'm not gonna let her leave." And she was like, "Can't you time travel?" And I was like, "Oh no, sorry," because at the time I didn't time travel, not even on my son's account. I don't time travel on my account, but on my son's I do, and I didn't do it then. And I was like, "No, sorry." She's like, "Why? Just Google how to do it." And I was like, "Oh no, I actually don't want to do that. Plus I really like Marina. She took me a lot of tickets to get." And then she started giving like a little sub story, and I was like, "Oh, this is so awkward." But eventually I was like, "No, sorry," and I was firm about it. And then she was quite rude, and she was like, "Whatever, bye." And I was like, "Okay." Enjoy Audie, I guess. I don't know. It was very awkward. And yeah, I mean, I've had a couple other little cases during yard sales. People have asked, "Do you have this item?" Which I think is completely fine. If they're asking during a yard sale, that's fine. But in the other cases, very awkward. And aside from the first person that did it, everyone's been quite entitled and rude. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Has this ever happened to you? Because that definitely happened to me, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Because yeah, I'm not very good at like putting my foot down and being like, "No, get off my island." I don't know. But yeah, I know all this could be avoided if I was like, "Please do not do these things." But yeah, I don't know. And lucky last, and one of the most awkward encounters you will probably encounter, I'm sure everyone has encountered this at some stage, when you are doing a trade with someone and you put down the item and they pick up the item and they're like, thank you. And then you are waiting for them to, drop their exchange, the thing they promised you, and they don't. And you're just kind of staring at each other like, yes, lovely weather. And maybe they might fill in the gap with little like, I love your island, your outfit's so cute. So you're like, thank you. And then you're waiting. And you're waiting. And you continue to wait. And it's kind of like, are they going to drop the exchange? Are they scamming me? Like, did I just forget to drop the item? Did I imagine that? I'm pretty sure that I dropped it and I picked it up. And you're wondering all these things and you don't know what to do. And then they eventually drop the money or drop the exchange item. And it's like, why? Why was there such a delay? Why did you do that to me? Why did you do that to you? Why would you do that? I don't understand what the delay is. I mean, if this happened once, I could be like, maybe their controller died. But this has happened so many times to me. I don't know what it is. It's very, very awkward. I don't understand. But that is all top 6 awkward encounters I have had in Nookaon. There will be a part 2. There is the 4 that I forgot about because I couldn't find my list. But if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification icon. It honestly means so much to me, and thank you all who has been subscribing. It has been incredible. It's been such coolness. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Be safe, everyone. Bye. Obvious, like, hello, welcome to my island. Hello, everybody. It's Makla. And